I want you to tell me if this sounds familiar. So you're in a relationship, things are going really well, you really like the girl. Maybe you're dating monogamously, maybe you're just seeing each other for the first time. Maybe you've just gone on a couple dates. Maybe you're just texting and you guys seem to really be into it. Super into each other, super fiery, passionate. But then she just goes cold, right? And she just stops talking to you. She's like, yeah, I just feel like we need to take a step back. I think we need to be friends. I think, I'm not ready to date, right? But then she starts dating another guy, or she starts seeing other guys, or you can tell that it's not that she doesn't want to date, it's that she doesn't want to date you. And you're not really sure what you're doing wrong. And in this video, I want to explain that dynamic and what actually is missing from your relationships so that you can make an educated decision on what you need to do. Because the fact is, a lot of guys need to make a lot more changes to their lives than they actually think they do to break this pattern. Because this is a very common pattern. It's a pattern that guys fall into a lot. And it's actually very dangerous because you'll get into these relationships and things will be really good for a month, and then they'll be really bad for 2 months. And then they'll be really good for a month again because you find a new girl. And they'll be really bad for 2 months again. And you're like 33% of the time your life is awesome, but 66% of the time your life sucks. And it's miserable because you're sad because this girl broke your heart again. And then eventually it just leads to doubt, like self-doubt, like, do I even talk to this girl? Because I know she's going to leave me eventually for someone else. I know that this is going to happen. And so you start attracting the wrong type of people. And it's really like a vicious cycle. And it's also very tricky because it feels like you're just like one little tweak away. It feels like you're just one little change away. And it definitely won't happen again because you learned from last time, right? And that's usually not how it works. Like, you probably won't break the pattern the next time because you don't know what went wrong. So in this video, I want to explain what's going on, explain what is missing in your relationship, and hopefully by the end, you'll be able to make an educated decision on what actions need to be taken. Because some guys just need to make a few changes. Some guys need to probably get a coach, if I'm being honest, and like get some help. I'm not saying this like just for me, but some guys need to make a big change. Some guys need to take the power back in their life so that they can lead a relationship. So I want you to make an educated decision at the end of this on what you feel like you need to do. So let's get into it. What you need to understand is that women need two things in relationships. They need the emotional stability and certainty and security, right? And that comes from safety and comfort and feeling like you're there for them, feeling emotionally supported, right? And that's what most nice guys have. That's what most of you guys actually gave the girl. That's why things are going really well at the start, right? But they need a second thing. They need like healthy uncertainty is what I like to call it. So what women need is they need to know that you could leave. They need to feel like you are worth working for. They need to feel inspired to follow you and to change. They need to be inspired and challenged to change. And that is something that's missing. That's something that the girl she's cheating on her boyfriend with, or the guy she's cheating on her boyfriend with, has. The guy that, girls cheat on their guys with, that person, he has that emotional like uncertainty, like that bad boy, like, fun, adventurous, super exciting, super like very uncertain, but just like fucking passionate. He has all that, right? And he might not have the emotional security. So that's why she's cheating and not leaving you for him. And so what you need to understand is that women need both, and you can give them both, but that's why relationships fall apart a month in, because all the fire goes away because you're not actively creating that fire. You're not flirting with her anymore. You're trying to make her happy. You're trying to make her feel good instead of make her feel aroused or challenged or inspired to change, right? And you need to be doing that or else the relationship will fall apart. And it's very hard to do that for most guys because a lot of guys end up stuck in this situation where they feel like they can't stand up for themselves in the relationship. They can't lead, and they're doing things to appease their girlfriend and keep them from getting upset. And that's when you lose the relationship. That's when she goes cold. And the reason she's going cold instead of like a slow decline is that she will act like everything is fine. She'll act like all the red flags of like she's not really that inspired by you anymore. She'll act like that's just how things work. That's just how relationships work. And then she'll meet somebody, even if it's just a guy friend, that inspires her to change. And she'll be like, holy shit, I've been missing this whole time. And then she goes cold. She realizes, holy fuck, I don't like this anymore. The girls will call it like the ick, right? And then it'll just turn off. They're just turned off completely. And they're like, you know what, we should just be friends. I can't do this. And that is what is missing, is the emotional uncertainty, the fun roller coaster of emotions, right? Relationships should look a lot like roller coasters. Roller coasters are crazy. You're going upside down, you're going in loops, you're going up and down hills, right? But you're latched in and you're safe the whole time. So it's incredibly fun. That's what relationships should be. So if your relationships don't feel like a roller coaster, but like a safe roller coaster, like a fun one, then you need to inspire the girl to feel that way in your relationship, or else your relationships will keep falling apart. So a lot of guys, what you actually need, and obviously this is heavily tied into what I do with my coaching, but a lot of guys, what you need is like, you need a proven plan to actually become the type of man that can inspire women like that, because a lot of you guys don't have those patterns built up. And honestly, if you take a close look at your everyday life, whether it's work or social life, whatever, a lot of you guys probably have the same patterns. It's just that your friends don't need a roller coaster of fun. They just need you to be around for them, right? They don't need a roller coaster of fun or they're going to leave. So you're probably missing that in your friendships as well. You're probably missing that at work. Like, you're probably missing some of that fire and passion from your work. You're probably not able to stand up for yourself as much. So if you really look, it's affecting more than just your ability to keep relationships with women. So I would look at that, but what you need is a proven plan to become the type of guy that gives her that emotional uncertainty, that fun roller coaster of a relationship, right? You need to also be held accountable. So get direct feedback and from someone that knows what they're doing, someone that's done it before, someone that's helped other people do it as well. Because this is what I did. I'm not saying this because that's my offer. I'm saying this because this is what I did, right? Like, I got a coach when I was 22 and I figured this shit out because I got help. And then you also need to surround yourself with winners. Surround yourself with people that actually want to change. Surround yourself with those that don't accept the current status quo as an option. Like, it's not okay to stagnate. It's not okay to stay the same forever. And once you accept that, then you can start to become the man that actually inspires women to follow you and be attracted to you the whole time. And that's when you get in relationships where girls get butterflies. 2 years into the relationship, they're still getting butterflies around you because they're so attracted to you. And that's what you want. You want the spark in your relationship to not be a spark. You want it to be a giant inferno. You want it to be a flame that never dies, right? You need that in the relationship or else it just won't work. And the cool thing about relationships is that if you have good communication skills, and I talk about this with some of my relationship management students, but if you have some of those skills, then you can actually communicate with your girl after a little bit and really dial in to like, okay, why are you acting this way? Why are you going cold? And you can work through those problems together because you both understand relationships and how they should work. So that's like a really cool look into the future. Like, you can keep a flame going in a relationship, a really like red hot attraction at all times. And if you ever lose it, you can fix it, but you have to understand how to be that man again. And so take all that information and process it for your own situation. Think critically about it. And I hope it helped. I hope it gave you some clarity on what you actually need to do in your life.